Hello again, everyone. This week we are going to be finishing up Chapter 8, looking at Section 8.4, which talks about testing differences between proportions. Very, very similar to 7.4, except now we've got two samples to talk about. So we're going to be using the two proportion z-test instead of the single proportion one. It's very similar, it's just, we're comparing instead of just looking at single thing. And then from there, we're going to move into our last chapter of the semester, where we're going into 9.1 to talk about a brand new topic called correlation, where correlation is talking about connections between pairs of data sets. It's a nice sort of build off of what we have in Chapter 8. Instead of looking at, say, how one fits against the other, we look at how one might fit with the other, how one might build off of the other in terms of a value called the correlation coefficient, where we'll also see about how we can test the veracity, the usefulness of a correlation coefficient, and then make some important distinctions about correlation and causation, about whether or not we should view two things as one affecting the other or just one going with the other. So for this week, we have a normal slate of materials in terms of a worksheet by the end of the week and some MyLab stuff and pre-assessments for the following week. But because next week is Thanksgiving, I'm not positive whether or not I'm going to stick specifically to that standard Wednesday deadline that I have in mind. There's a good chance I'll end up giving some more time there because it feels weird to make stuff due right before a holiday in that way. I don't know. Right now I'm going to have it say that that's what we're doing because I think that's how I'm going to have it, but I may end up giving a little bit of extra time. I may have already given a little bit of extra time that I forgot about. I'll have to check those deadlines, but for now, just assume that things are going to run like normal. If you haven't already gotten in and worked on those things, like I said, you can, and maybe even should have done, but that is what it is. Anyway, let's jump in here and finish off Chapter 8 before moving into Chapter 9.